Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss about leprosy. Now what is leprosy? It is also known as Hansen's disease. It is named after scientist Hansen. Okay, Hansen discovered it in 1864, therefore it is also known as Hansen's disease, and the organism which causes leprosy is Mycobacterium leprae, and therefore it is also known as leprosy. Now, what is leprosy? It is a type of infectious disease. It's a chronic, non-fatal infectious disease, and it affects mostly the cool parts of the body, such as skin, mouth, respiratory tract, eyes, peripheral nerves, superficial lymph nodes, testes. So these are all the cooler parts of the body. Mainly skin and nerves are involved in leprosy. Now, earliest involvement, I told you already, it is of skin and nerves. A patient presents with the abnormality of skin and nerves. The disease is caused by Mycobacterium leprae, and this resembles that of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. This causes tuberculosis, but it is different from Mycobacterium tuberculosis in the factor that this bacteria is less acid fast. Now what does this mean? Let's find out. We will see in the diagnosis part. It is Leprosy is a slow communicable disease. It has incubation period. It's a long incubation period. It can range from 2 to 20 years, and it is a type of disease which require more exposure to the patients, then only the disease is caused. The methods by which mode of transmission is: first is direct contact with the patients from the damaged skin, nasal secretions, mouth, hair follicles. Maternal-fetal transmission can occur from mother to the baby. Again, transmission through milk from mother to the baby can take place. Now these are the methods of transmission. Going to diagnosis part, how do we diagnose a patient of leprosy? It can be, now we can see Mycobacterium leprae via different stains. We can see Mycobacterium leprae. It is a type of bacilli which can be seen. So which all samples we take to demonstrate Mycobacterium leprae? One is split skin smear. This is taken by splitting the skin with the help of scalpel, and then the sample is taken. Then scrapings can be taken from the area. The scrapings can be taken. Then is very commonly nasal smear preparation is also done. So these are all the methods. Now which stains can be done? First and foremost important is the acid fast stain. So Zn staining you have heard for mostly Mycobacterium tuberculosis, but leprosy also stains with the help of Zn staining. But the difference here is, we told you that the Mycobacterium leprae, it is less acid fast. That means it can be decolorized by lower concentration of sulfuric acid, that is 5%. So 5% sulfuric acid decolorizes your Mycobacterium leprae. However, in Mycobacterium tuberculosis you will require 20% of concentration. Now how does the organism look like? It looks like a pink, you have magenta colored bacilli, okay, and these organisms can be present in masses also. When they are present in round masses, it is known as globi, and they can also be arranged in parallel fashion. This is known as cigarettes in a pack fashion. So these are two methods by which, two appearances by which the organism look like. Other staining methods are Phyte Fracco staining procedure. It is a modification of Zn staining only. Then is your Gamodi methamine silver method. This is again another method. Then other methods like these were the stainings. Now molecular method PCR, this is a very gold standard technique. It's a very reliable method, PCR. And then there is one antigen, PGL1 antigen, which is present in leprosy. So antibodies to these antigen can also be tested. Now important thing for this bacteria is that the bacterial index is amount of bacteria which is present. in the lesion. Now the bacterial index also determines the treatment, it also determines the prognosis. So bacterial index is a very important thing which is measured in case of Mycobacterium leprae. So the split skin smear gives a reasonable measure of Mycobacterium leprae. So what is done is the smear is taken and then ZN method is performed. Now the stain slide, the ZN stain slide is kept under 100x oil immersion objective lens, and now under the 100x you have to see the density of the bacteria. So how does it goes? It goes from +1 to +6. Okay, and depending upon that it can be multibacillary leprosy or paucibacillary leprosy. As the name suggests, in multi the bacteria will be more and in paucibacillary the bacteria will be less. Now the grading method, the proper grading method is from +1 to +6, and it goes like you have to continue count the bacilli. So if you have 1 to 10 bacilli present under per 100 HPF, okay, you have counted 100 HPF, 100 high power fields, and if you find that only 1 to 10 bacilli are present, then it is a scanty bacillary load. Then +2 is 1 to 10 bacilli per 10 HPF, then +3 is 1 to 10 bacilli again per 1 HPF. Then from +4 the number of bacilli they increase, 10 to 100, then it is 100 to 1000, and then it's more than 1000. As the name suggests, more than 1000, that patient will have very high bacillary load. So this is done on ZN staining method. Although lepra bacilli was the first bacilli which was identified in humans, but it is yet to be cultured on artificial medium. Only one organism has been studied, that is 9-banded armadillo, this organism, on which experiments have been done, because the organism develops leprosy which is histopathologically and immunologically very similar to that of human leprosy. Now immunology of leprosy, that is the pathology of leprosy. So what is leprosy? Leprosy is a type 4 reaction, that is T cell mediated delayed hypersensitivity reaction, and there are various antigens present in the leprosy bacilli to which this hypersensitivity takes place. You have the bacterial cell wall contains one antigen known as PGL1. Okay, so there is this antigen, then there is LAM antigen, and there's a trisaccharide which is present in the Mycobacterium leprae, which binds to the Schwann cell. So these are all the antigens which are present in the leprosy bacilli. Other things responsible for the pathology of leprosy is the genotype. So depending upon the HLA of the host, the cell response will differ from patient to patient. Then T cell response. Now you have two T cells. You have CD4 cells, CD8 cells. Now in case of tubercle bacilli, there is only activation of CD4 cells. But in case of leprosy, you have CD4 cells, CD8 cell. And funny thing is that the CD4 cells, they are helper T cells, but they also assume role of cytotoxicity in case of leprosy. Now another very important test, but not done these days. Okay, this is a test of academic importance. Okay, it is not a diagnostic test and it was done earlier. So in this, what was done is the patient was injected with intradermal injection of lepromin, that is antigen of the leprosy bacilli, and then there was a delayed hypersensitivity reaction to that. Okay, so there were two type of reactions. The patient got, wherever the injection, intradermal injection of lepromin was given, there was an indurated area which appeared in around 24 to 48 hours. This was known as Fernandez reaction. And then after 3 to 4 weeks, there was another nodular reaction which happened, that was known as Mitsuda reaction. So these two reactions will be seen in tuberculoid type of leprosy. We will understand there are various variety of leprosy, but in the leprosy in which the patient has good cell mediated immunity, in which the patient has good hypersensitivity reaction, so those patient will develop this type of reaction. Other patient will not have the reaction. So this tells the immune response against leprosy. So there is a classification of leprosy in which it is divided into various parts, and there are two poles, okay, of the classification. You have tuberculoid pole, you have lepromatous pole, that is tuberculoid leprosy and lepromatous leprosy. So in tuberculoid leprosy you have a patient which has good immunity, and therefore the patient will have positive lepromin test. Okay, the patient will try to have immunity against the bacilli. And then you have lepromatous leprosy in which the bacteria, they are high in number but the cell mediated immunity is low. And in between you have borderline categories. You have borderline tuberculoid, you have mid borderline, you have borderline lepromatous. Now there are certain reactions which can take place in case of leprosy. So two reactions are there. One is reversal reaction. Okay, another one is I'll tell you later on. First is reversal reaction. As the name suggests, the reversal means that if we have studied over here the leprosy, okay, so the patient of borderline lepromatous can go into leprosy also, it can go into tuberculoid leprosy also. Okay, if the patient he or she goes into lepromatous leprosy, that it is going down from borderline lepromatous, it is going down to lepromatous polar, that means the patient is downgrading. And if the patient goes from borderline lepromatous to tuberculoid type, okay, that means the patient is upgrading. So these are two reactions which is known as reversal reaction. According to the immune status, the patient can upgrade or patient can downgrade. So in upgrade reaction, you have a borderline lepromatous patient which can go towards tuberculoid, and similarly in downgrading reaction you have BT, that is borderline tuberculoid, which goes into lepromatous type. So these are two reaction. Okay, this was two reaction of reversal type. Then second reaction is erythema nodosum leprosum. Now this occurs in lepromatous patient after treatment. In this, it should be understood that the patient is responding to the treatment and the treatment should not be discontinued. In this, patient develops tender cutaneous nodules, fever, radiocyclitis, synovitis, so after treatment. But it goes on its own and the patient is responding to the treatment. Now, a very important part when we are discussing pathology, that is histopathology. So histopathology will differ from lepromatous leprosy and tuberculoid leprosy. Now to understand, firstly, in lepromatous leprosy we already understood that the amount of inflammatory cells, okay, amount of the reaction of the body will be less. Okay, what will be more will be the bacteria. So in lepromatous leprosy you will have foamy macrophages which is present around the blood vessel, nerves, and these are known as lepra cells or Virchow cell. And the lepra cell, they are heavily laden with acid fast bacilli, and here only you see globi or you see cigarettes in a pack fashion of bacteria. So if you see, this is a slide. Okay, so you will have a epidermis which is thinned out. Okay, this is the epidermis which is thinned out. Then you will have a clear area which is known as the Grenz zone below the epidermis, and then below there will be masses of lepra cells, that are the foamy macrophages which are laden with bacilli. And if you go with Zn staining on this section, you will see many cigarettes in a pack fashion of bacilli or globi of bacilli. So we already understood that there is a clear zone below the epidermis that is known as Grenz zone, and the epidermis can be thinned out or can even ulcerate in cases of lepromatous leprosy. Now going to second type, that is tuberculoid leprosy. Now in tuberculoid leprosy you will have granulomas. Okay, now here the body has a good cell mediated immunity. Whenever there is type 4 type of immunity, the granulomas they tend to form. Okay, so here you have granulomas, you have epithelioid cell, Langerhans cell, you have lymphocytes which are present, and the nerves will be destroyed by these epithelioid cells and lymphocytes. Important thing to note over here is the bacillary index, that is the bacterial index, is low. Okay, you have very well formed granulomas in case of tuberculoid leprosy. So now what is the difference between lepromatous leprosy and tuberculoid leprosy? To be very brief, okay, so you have skin lesion in case of we will not discuss the clinical appearance mainly. So the skin lesions are symmetrical. Here they are asymmetrical. Patient can present with typical faces which have maculopapular or nodular appearance, that is leonine faces. The leonine faces, the name comes from the patient resembling lion. Okay, lion like faces. Okay, so in cases of lepromatous leprosy you will have that. The nerve involvement can be seen in both. Histopathology already we have discussed. Here in lepromatous leprosy you will have macrophages, there you will have granulomas. Bacteriology, globi will be present of many bacilli. Here less of the bacilli will be present. Immunity is suppressed in case of lepromatous leprosy, and good immune response is present in tuberculoid leprosy. So this was all about leprosy. You can ask your queries in the comment box. Okay, you can let me know which another topic you want me to cover. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.